Have you ever wondered why the Bible begins with darkness? Before there was light, before there were stars, before there was humanity, there was darkness, emptiness, and the deep. Think about that for a moment. The Bible doesn't begin with a perfect world. It begins with a world that is formless and empty. And then God speaks, "Let there be light." And there was light. Now, this is where Genesis 1 becomes much deeper than simply a story about how the world was created. The chapter shows us something fundamental about God. God brings order out of what appears to be chaos. He doesn't struggle against the darkness. He speaks, and light appears. He separates the waters. He establishes the sky. He brings forth dry land, then plants, then the sun, moon, and stars, then the creatures of the sea and the land, and finally, human beings. Look at the progression. The chapter moves from formless and empty to something ordered, beautiful, and full of life. But here's something many people overlook. God repeatedly looks at what he has made and calls it good. That means creation wasn't an accident. It wasn't meaningless. There was intention behind it. And then we reach humanity. Genesis says that human beings were created in the image of God. What does that actually mean? It doesn't mean that God simply looks like a human being. It points to something much deeper. Humanity was created with a unique role and responsibility within creation. We were given the ability to think, create, make decisions, cultivate, govern, and relate to others. In other words, you were not created without purpose. And that's one of the powerful messages hidden in the opening chapter of the Bible. Your existence has meaning. Genesis 1 also introduces another important idea. God creates through his word. Again and again, we see the pattern. God speaks, and creation responds. Let there be light, and there was light. That repeated pattern shows God's authority. Creation doesn't negotiate with him. It responds to him. And then there's something else. God creates light before the sun and moon are mentioned. That's easy to read past, but it raises an important question. Why does the biblical account introduce light before describing the heavenly lights? At the very least, the text is making a theological point. Light ultimately comes from God, not from the created things themselves. And finally, Genesis 1 ends with something beautiful. God looks at everything he has made, and he sees that it is very good. Not just good, very good. So what can we take from Genesis 1 today? Maybe your life currently feels like that opening picture. Formless, empty, dark, and without direction. But remember how the chapter begins.